We, the Indian Society of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning Engineers, ISHRI, stand tall in the Indian industry with over 10,000 professionals as members and almost an equal number of student members. Founded in 1981 and headquartered in Delhi, we operate from chapters and sub-chapters spread all over India, bringing our entire industry together. Individuals become members of our society according to their professional and academic standings. Our roadmap of the future looks very bright, with thousands of new members joining this technical society every year and bringing in a fresh outlook to our industry intelligence. ISHRI disseminates knowledge through its technical committees, which consists of some of the best minds of our industry. It publishes technical books, newsletters, and a prestigious journal, distributing the wealth of knowledge to all its members. Working with government departments, ISHRI helps formalize industry codes and standards. ISHRI promotes research by offering financial support to student members to carry out groundbreaking work in technology, systems, and processes. Our educational wing, ISHRI Institute of Excellence, organizes training programs and workshops to help members enhance their skill sets. Our specially designed certification programs under ICP, that is, ISHRI Certified Professional, empower professionals to always be in step with the prevailing technology. Specially designed courses for technicians are offered to meet the ever-increasing demand for a skilled workforce. ISHRI organizes exhibitions, conferences, panel discussions, and product presentations throughout the country. We organize the industry's largest international exposition in South Asia, ACREX India, to showcase the cutting-edge technology, innovation, and provide a platform for closer interactions amongst the decision makers in the industry. The ACREX exhibition is now going from HVAC and R into BFA, Built Where Alliance. This brings together several allied shows all at one location. Our chapters organize several other popular events like AFRICON in Delhi, BREAKON in Kolkata, Symposia in Mumbai, TechFest in Goa, and many more. We are committed to provide training and career guidance to our student members through seminars, lectures, quiz contests, and site visits. AQuest, a prestigious quiz competition organized by ISHRI to catalyze the transformation of the budding engineering professionals. ISHRI provides a platform to potential employers to select student members for careers in HVAC and our industry at the ISHRI Job Junction. Young minds are made aware of the need for saving power, clean air, and sustainability. The K-12 initiative of ISHRI focuses attention on school students' development to inculcate a scientific fervor and help develop them into responsible citizens. Speedy information is imperative to keep moving forward in this hyper-connected digital age. Searcher, a specifically designed search engine, is now available, which allows access to a well-cataloged database on HVACR and building services industry with just a few clicks. Trade cooperates with various national and international bodies, industry, governments, academia, think tanks to promote the concept of sustainability, environmental protection, and energy efficiency and conservation, to enter and explore the universe of the Indian HVACR industry. Log on to ishray.in that unfolds a panorama of information. Let us engineer a sustainable future together through Ishray.
Yes, Vivek ji.
Yeah, I am audible.
Yes, well audible.
Yeah. First of all, heartiest welcome to each of one of you present here for the very informative and technical session on vapor absorption system. I am Vivek Singhal, referees chair ISRE Jaipur chapter, and हम लोग हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में ही कंटिन्यू करेंगे क्योंकि ज्यादा यूजफुल रहता है कि हम लोग दोनों ही लैंग्वेज में प्रेफरेंस हैं। तो हम लोग मैं थोड़ा सा इसरे के बारे में बता देता हूँ कि इसरे बेसिकली एक प्लेटफॉर्म है जो पिछले 13 साल से वर्क कर रहा है। इसमें हम लोग अप्रोक्सीमेटली जयपुर चैप्टर की बात करें तो 250 मेंबर्स के साथ हम लोग जुड़े हुए हैं और 42 चैप्टर्स इंडिया में रन कर रहे हैं इसरे के, और ओवरऑल भी बात करें तो 15,000 मेंबर्स के आसपास हमारे इसरे के मेंबर हैं। और हम लोग करीब हर महीने 6 से 7 प्रोग्राम हम लोग करते हैं, जो प्रोग्राम इंडस्ट्री के लिए होते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए होते हैं। तो हम लोग भी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि और भी हम लोग इस तरह के प्रोग्राम आगे करते रहें। ज्यादा मैं टाइम ना लगा के किशन खत्री जी जो हमारे इसरे जयपुर चैप्टर के प्रेसिडेंट हैं उनको इनवाइट करूंगा कि वो हमारे आज गेस्ट स्पीकर को इंट्रोड्यूस कराएं और एक बार उनको इनवाइट भी करें, प्लीज किशन जी।
थैंक यू विवेक जी फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी हियर। तो सबसे पहले मैं सबको वेलकम करना चाहूँगा कि आज का सेशन हम जो ले रहे हैं वो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है। हालांकि हमने पिछले महीने काफ़ी प्रोग्राम्स हमने कराए हैं और उन प्रोग्राम में से एक प्रोग्राम ये टॉपिक निकल के आया है जो है वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन। ये इट इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट, वेरी डिमांडिंग टॉपिक। और हमारे साथ में आज जो एक्सपर्ट है मिस्टर सिद्धार्थ, ही इज़ वेरी रिनोन्ड एंड वी आर हैप्पी कि वो आज हमारे साथ में जयपुर चैप्टर के साथ में इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे हमारे जो इशरे के मेंबर्स हैं और जो कुछ हमने नॉन मेंबर्स भी इन्वाइटेड हैं उनको इस टॉपिक के बारे में बताएंगे। सो थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन में सर का देना चाहूँगा। ही हैज़ 15+ years of experience in HVAC and R industry in the field of manufacturing, application engineering and sales and business development. Overall उन्होंने काफ़ी इस पे वर्क किया हुआ है। The speaker has focused knowledge in HVAC and R projects, UVGI system, chillers and VAM. क्वालिफिकेशन जो अगर इनकी कहें तो BE मैकेनिकल फ्रॉम पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी एंड हैज कंप्लीटेड एग्जीक्यूटिव मैनेजमेंट कोर्स फ्रॉम सिम्बायोसिस यूनिवर्सिटी। Currently, the speaker is working with Voltas Limited, a Tata enterprise, as a manager product sales based in Delhi. तो आज का टॉपिक डेफिनेटली काफ़ी अच्छा होने वाला है एंड आई वुड लाइक मिस्टर सलमान to please take it forward and we would like to welcome you on the platform of ISRE Jaipur chapter. Please, sir.
Thank you, the President Kishan Khatri ji and Mr. Vivek Singhal and the entire ISRE Jaipur team कि जिन्होंने ये सेशन आज ऑर्गेनाइज किया है। और इशरे की विजन जो कि डिसेमिनेटिंग नॉलेज के ऊपर हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। आई वेलकम ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स। आई वेलकम ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स। और आज की एक संडे इवनिंग के लिए जो कि काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होनी चाहिए, एंटरटेनिंग होनी चाहिए, उसको मैं ट्राई करूंगा कि आई लिव अप टू इट। सो आई हैव द ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ द वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन्स, अ ब्रीफ कॉन्सेप्ट जहां पर हम शायद माउंट एवरेस्ट पे जाएंगे, एक वीडियो भी हम देखेंगे। I request all the best attention in the participation of all the viewers. Thank you so much. With this, I start my topic on vapor absorption machines. हम इन कुछ टॉपिक्स के ऊपर डिस्कशन करेंगे ऑन द कन्वेंशनल चिलर वर्सेस की वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन्स में क्या फर्क है, वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन कैसे काम करता है, ये क्या चीज़ है, कैसे काम करता है, व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन्स। मैंने अपने टॉपिक में भी लिखा है कि ये सोलर ड्रिवन वैम, मतलब कि हम जो हमारी सोलर एनर्जी है, क्या हम इसको अपनी एयर कंडीशनिंग या रेफ्रिजरेशन में यूज कर सकते हैं, इसकी क्या एप्लीकेशंस होंगी इन मिल्क, केमिकल, फार्मा, को जनरेशन वैम्स। ऑल्सो मैं ब्रीफली इनलेट एयर कूलिंग के ऊपर डिस्कशन करूंगा। टू स्टार्ट विद की वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन्स वर इन्वेंटेड बाय फर्डिनेंड कैरे इन 1859 और इसको सून यूएस में अडॉप्ट हुआ था एंड फिर ये जापान में ट्रांसफर हुआ और इंडिया में ये 1990 से शुरू हुआ है। अब 30 years has been this vapor absorption machines in India, and we have close to more than 7,000 vapor absorption machines running in India. So on the based on the cooling technologies, we know कि हमारे पास two types of cooling technologies are there. One is absorption and the compression. Compression में starting from the window AC, the split ACs जो हमारे rooms में लगे हुए हैं, the scroll, the screw chillers and the centrifugal chillers all comes in the compression chillers की family में आते हैं। The absorption chiller cycle जो आज मैं discuss करूँगा वो it is the lithium bromide and the water cycle. So how it differs from a so what exactly the vapor absorption machine does? Vapor absorption machines का जो main fundamental है is to generate the output which is the refrigeration effect, that is हम एक chilled water produce कर सकते हैं या chilled brine up to -5 degrees Celsius is produced by vapor absorption machines. So this is done by the primary heat source which is can be hot water, steam, exhaust, jacket, which will be discussed in detail. और इसमें से एक हीट रिजेक्शन भी होती है जिसके लिए हमें जो कि हम कूलिंग टावर में जाता है। सो वैम हम इससे चिल्ड वाटर या चिल्ड ब्राइन प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं फॉर हमारी प्रोसेस या एप्लीकेशंस के लिए। ये बेसिक डिफरेंस क्या है इसका कंप्रेशन साइकिल एंड वेपर एब्जॉर्प्शन मशीन्स में। जो लेफ्ट साइड पे है दैट इज द वेपर कंप्रेशन साइकिल। सो वी कैन सी द मेजर पार्ट। एक तो हमारा इवेपोरेटर होता है वेयर द कूलिंग इफेक्ट टेक्स प्लेस, और यहाँ जो रेफ्रिजरेंट गैस होती है प्रोड्यूस होती है दैट गोज टू द कंप्रेसर। द कंप्रेसर का टू मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते हैं। फर्स्ट इट इज टू कन्वर्ट द गैसियस फॉर्म ऑफ द वेपर्स टू द लिक्विड फॉर्म and increase its pressure. So and automatically because by increasing the pressure its temperature also increases so that it can reject the heat in the condenser side, and by the expansion wall it comes back to the evaporator. Whereas in the absorber side you can see the rest of the components are quite same, that is evaporator, condenser, we have the orifice, only the compressor part is not there, so hence there is no electrical consumption in vapor absorption machines. The compressor का जो function है that is converted is done by something जो हम discuss करेंगे by absorber, something by solution pump and a generator. Generator वो part है जिसमें हम heat लेके जाते हैं। Further on the differences मैं tabulate करूँगा on the compression cycle versus absorption systems में। The kind of type of energy में vapor compression systems we know हमारा window AC runs on the electricity. Vapor absorption machines do not run on electricity, they run on heat sources. जो heat sources होती हैं they have to be second point, that is supply in higher quantity, whereas electricity it's a high grade energy is required in very low quantity in case of vapor compression cycles. Vapor compression cycles में compressor yes is there, absorption cycle में we just discussed there is no compressor as such, because vapor absorption system में कोई moving parts नहीं होते. There is no compressor, there is no gear, there is no oil filters. Hence, there is no moving parts, so there is no wear and tear, which happens in vapor compression cycle systems also. The operation wise points, because कोई moving parts नहीं है, so the sound or the operation of these vapor absorption machines is very less. It is 60 decibel at 1 meter distance if we calculate. The performance of the machines at part load is not affected in vapor absorption machines. For example, in vapor compression systems, जैसे scrolls में, it is all stepped capacity controls रहती हैं. Screws 30% से below नहीं जा सकते. ये सारी restrictions vapor absorption machines में नहीं होती हैं. Also, vapor compression systems में जो कि power consumptions जब हम part loads पे जाते हैं जो बढ़ती है, that does not happen in vapor absorption systems. The power consumption, the energy requirement in vapor absorption systems almost remains linear. The suitability of the application compression systems वहीं applicable होते हैं where there is the high grade or the electricity is available. Suppose in the remote areas where there is no power available, so their vapor absorption machines can run. In the past, vapor absorption machines, kerosene lamp का जो बत्ती थी उस पे भी vapor absorption machines were running. Refrigerants is the talk of the town. A lot of discussions are happening. It is very important to note that the refrigerant in absorption machines we are discussing today is water, pure packaged drinking water. Does not has any global warming potential. There is no ozone depletion potential. There is no phase out date for this water. On the capacity for vapor absorption machines can be unlimited. It is in India as of now from 10 TR to 3000 TR vapor absorption machines are installed. On the compression sides, you know, scroll chillers are there up to 100 TR, screws have up to 500 TR or plus. So depending on compressor, there is capacity restriction also. On the cooling effect, you turn on your split AC or a window AC, supply the power, and the cooling effect starts just instantly. So vapor absorption machines takes time because it is a thermal machines. It has inertia. It takes times to heat and to cool. So the cooling effect, it takes time. Somebody also asked me a lot of number of times that what is the difference between the COP or the efficiency की हम बात करें. तो हमारे जो vapor compression cycles होते हैं, like centrifugal chillers, हम उसकी COP 6.7 plus तक आती हैं. COPs of vapor absorption machine is quite less because it is a low grade heat required in large quantities. COPs are restricted to 1.5 plus. Since there are no moving parts, there is no oil, no filters, no refrigerant gas leakages, vapor absorption machines are very less maintenance. Further, moving on, these are the four major parts of lithium bromide water cycle which we will be discussing today. One is the evaporator where the cooling effect takes place, the condenser, जहाँ की the heat is rejected to the cooling tower. We have the generator where the heat comes in and the absorber, and we are using lithium bromide as a solution movement. Further, मैं discussion करना चाहूँगा on the lithium bromide and water, the two important components of this. First is the lithium bromide. Lithium bromide is a salt. It is the same salt like the common salt which we eat, but lithium bromide is the more stronger brother than NaCl. Why we are using lithium bromide? Because it has high affinity for the water vapors. It can absorb the water vapors. We use this lithium bromides in the liquid form, not in the solid form like we have the common salt. This liquid forms comes in as a 55% is lithium bromide in a water solution. And lithium bromide is highly corrosive. मतलब जो हमारे metals के अंदर घूमता है, it is highly corrosive. To control this corrosive power, we add lithium molybdenate to it. Also, one more point is lithium bromide or any salt at particular temperature and the concentration of it in that solution can solidify. That process we call it the crystallization. So lithium bromide can crystallize at particular temperature and concentrations, which is far taken off in this vapor absorption machines. We also have the water. The water is the refrigerant, the pure packaged drinking water. This is the quality, but it is also the packaged drinking water which we use in our homes. This is how a vapor absorption machines look like. You can see all the components, the evaporator, absorber, condenser. So this is the same unit which we discussed. It has the heat input and it generates the chilled water from the evaporator. It has a control panel which controls all the functions. The displays of the important parameters is there. It is a complete package unit mounted on a skid. So before moving into the working of vapor absorption machines, एक हम topic discuss करना चाहते हैं कि at what temperature water boils. This is very important to discuss to understand the working cycle of the vapor absorption machine. So suppose in the rooms जहाँ पर हम बैठे हुए हैं, वहाँ पर हम एक pan में अगर हम water boil करते हैं, तो according to you, at what temperature it will boil? Yes, exactly. It boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Suppose after the COVID ends and after some time we'll like to go to a hill station. Suppose we go to a very high hill station, maybe a Mount Everest. At what temperature वहाँ पर water boil करेगा? So yes, exactly. The water boils there at quite low temperature. It boils at roughly around 71 degrees Celsius. So my question is why it happens कि water भी वही है और हमारी जो heat हम दे रहे हैं वो दोनों same हैं. तो still why there is a difference in the boiling point of water? It happens because of the atmospheric pressure which is acting on the surface of the water. जो हमारे रूम है वहां पर roughly around atmospheric pressure ही है, that is 760 mm of mercury column, and on the Mount Everest this reduces to 255 mm of mercury column. So boiling we know it is a process कि जहाँ पर कोई भी liquid state gaseous में convert होती है. इस जो हमारे pan में water है इसको gaseous form में convert होने में रोक रहा है the atmospheric pressure. ये दबाव डाल रहा है ताकि लिक्विड फॉर्म गैसेस फॉर्म में ना कन्वर्ट हो. जैसे ही एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर कम होता है तो वाटर लिक्विड वेपर फेज में इजीली कन्वर्ट हो सकते हैं. सो दिस हैपेंस एट अ वेरी लो टेम्परेचर. सो फर्दर मेरा क्वेश्चन है क्या वाटर 3.7 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे बॉयल कर सकता है? सो द आंसर इज यस, इट कैन बॉयल. इट बॉइल्स एट 6 mm ऑफ मर्करी कॉलम. So ये एक माइंड में हमें परसेप्शन थोड़ा सा आता है when we understand the working of VAM. So water can boil at any temperature. It can boil at 3.7 degrees Celsius. It all depends upon the atmospheric pressure acting on the surface of water. Further moving on to the understanding the vapor absorption working principle. जो हमारे top पे you can see is a shell and tube type of heat exchanger. जिसको हम 2 halves में divide करते हैं by using a partition plate. On the left side is my evaporator, जिसमें the blue colored chill water is flowing. So in this shell, first we have to create a vacuum using a vacuum pump or a purge pump. So in this shell में we create a vacuum of a pressure of 6 mm of mercury column, because of which my water is boiling at 3.7 degrees Celsius. So my main objective is the chilled water. Chill the water. Suppose it enters at 12 degrees Celsius and I have to chill it to 7 degrees Celsius. To do so, I spray the refrigerant, which is my water. The refrigerant trickles down, or as it comes in contact with 12-degree tube, it boils off. Why it is boiling? As we discussed, it's the boiling side inside the shell is 3.7 and it is come in contact with 12-degree tube, hence it boils off. As it boils, it converts into vapor. The refrigerant is converting into vapor and it is increasing the pressure inside the shell. So hence I have to remove these water vapors. So coming to the next diagram, so you can see all the water vapors are transported to the next partition, which is the absorber side. Here I spray the concentrated lithium bromide aqueous liquid solution. ये liquid की तरह drop करता है and it absorbs all the water vapors because it has high affinity for water. And when it trickles down, इसकी जो concentration होती है water की इसमें बढ़ जाती है, lithium bromide कम हो जाती है, which we call is as a lean solution. I also circulate the cooling water from the cooling tower ताकि इसकी affinity towards water vapors बढ़ी रहे. Further, जो ये lithium bromide है I also want to say that lithium bromide is a bit expensive. It is not as cheap as हमारा जो common salt है. So hence it has to be regenerated. So it has to be regenerated means the water vapors in the lean solution have been separated. इसको हमें reconsolidate करना है, for which we use the heat. You can see on the above that the lean solution is going via the absorbent pump into this heat exchanger, shell induced heat exchanger, which is my generator. Here I use the driving heat, which is any heat that is steam, hot water, and to heat the solution. This solution is heated. Now lithium bromide has a boiling point or a vaporizing point of 1000 degrees Celsius plus, so it does not evaporate. And all the water vapors which were in the lean solution gets evaporated, separates out, leaving the concentrated lithium bromide behind, which goes back to my absorber. This refrigerant vapors, they are transporting the next diagram to the condenser side, where the water from the cooling tower is used to condense these water vapors into refrigerant, and they go back to my evaporator as the refrigerant. So this is all about the magic of vapor absorption machine. You can see from heat source, we are able to produce chilled water. From a hot water to chilled water, how it is produced, there is no consumption of electricity in here. There are few pumps like the absorbent pump, vacuum pump, and the evaporator pump, which consume minuscule electrical consumptions. Rest, the vapor absorption machine is running on heat. Further moving on, the vapor absorption machines are characterized, which we discussed on the lithium bromide water cycle, which we discussed. There is also ammonia water solution VAMs also, which is for sub-zero applications, जहाँ पर हम -45 डिग्री applications को भी एड्रेस कर सकते हैं. ये कम पॉपुलर इसलिए भी हो गई अमोनिया वाटर सॉल्यूशंस मैम, क्योंकि इनका साइज जो था, हाइट कुछ 3 स्टोरी बिल्डिंग जैसा होता था, और इसमें जो हीट इनपुट हमें चाहिए थी वो डबल चाहिए थी लिथियम ब्रोमाइड वाटर वैम से. फर्दर जो नंबर ऑफ इफेक्ट्स भी होता है कि टाइप ऑफ टेम्परेचर ऑफ हीट सोर्स, जैसे हमें अगर हॉट वाटर 90 डिग्री सेल्सियस का है तो हम सिंगल इफेक्ट, डबल इफेक्ट या ट्रिपल इफेक्ट वैम पे जाते हैं, या हाई टेम्परेचर पे आते हैं तो डबल इफेक्ट, उससे हाई टेम्परेचर पे तो ट्रिपल इफेक्ट. और बेस्ड ऑन द कंबशन जो रहती है, देयर इज डायरेक्ट फायर्ड वैम्स और आल्सो इनडायरेक्ट फायर्ड वैम्स. डायरेक्ट फायर्ड वैम्स जैसे कि हमारे पास अगर पहले ऑयल हम डायरेक्टली वैम में हम फायर कर सकते थे, तो दैट वाज डायरेक्ट फायर्ड वैम. अब हम स्टीम जैसे और हॉट वाटर वैम्स बात करते हैं, तो स्टीम इज जनरेटेड outside the VAM in a boiler and then transported to VAM. That is known as indirect fired vapor absorption machines. This is a cycle of a single effect low temperature hot water VAM. Isme you can see the various cycles which are clearly defined. On the blue lines, this is the chilled water which is going inside the evaporator, on which the refrigerant is boiling. Here, which is all the producing the water vapors which is going to the absorber side में जा रहे हैं. The green color is my cooling water line. This is the orange color line is the solution, is the weak solution of the lithium bromide, which is diluted by absorbing the water vapors via the pump, and the heat exchanger is going to my heat exchanger, and which is heating the lithium bromide, and the condenser में मेरा condense होके water refrigerant दोबारा circulate हो रहा है. So this is single effect because इसमें मेरा सिर्फ एक ही hot water एक generator है, and the temperature of the heat is quite less. That is roughly around say 90 degree hot water in होता है, 80 degree Celsius is the out. The water vapors जो हम यहाँ produce होते हैं उसमें इतनी further heat नहीं होती कि वो further lithium bromide को heat करें. So hence it is a single effect vapor absorption machines. The double effect vapor absorption machines में 2-stage system होता है. Here we have another generator in addition to the main generator. This is the first generator, this is the second generator. The rest of the cycle is the same, and these are the intermediate heat exchangers which are there. So steam suppose goes in at 8 bar or 170 degrees Celsius. It is heating that weak lithium bromide solution. जो वाटर वेपर्स इसमें सेपरेट होते हैं डबल इफेक्ट वैम में, ये हाई टेम्परेचर पे होते हैं, और इसमें कैपेसिटी होती है टू फर्दर हीट द लिथियम ब्रोमाइड सॉल्यूशन इन द सेकंड जनरेटर आल्सो. हेंस 2 स्टेज में देयर इज द generation of the concentrated lithium bromide. Hence, it is a two-stage lithium bromide VAM. This is the PNID of installed vapor absorption machine in one of the project. This is a steam-driven VAM. This has 3 circuits to identify with. One is the chill water circuit, of course, जहाँ पर हम chill water pump से the chilled water suppose goes in at 12 degree or 7 degree में it is going to the process, or say -5 degree chill water brine is going into the process जा रहा है. सेकेंड सर्किट हमारा कूलिंग वाटर सर्किट होता है जिसमें कि द कूलिंग टावर सपोज 32 डिग्री से हमारा कूलिंग वाटर इज पम्प्ड इनटू द वैम and all the heat is further rejected in the cooling tower. This is the steam circuit and the condensate which is coming out. The steam inlet, you can say that this is a steam header, और यहाँ पर हम pressure reducing valve अगर necessary है to reduce the pressure of steam to the limits required by VAM. यहाँ पर हम desuperating station भी लगा सकते हैं to further reduce the temperature of the steam. एक steam control valve होता है which is a part of vapor absorption machines which helps the VAM to unload to 10% to 100% unloading is through a steam control valve. The steam is going inside the vapor absorption machine, you can see, and what comes out is 80 to 90 degrees Celsius condensate, which is pure water which can go into a condensate tank, and then it can be pumped to the boiler or internally your process. Further, based on the COP, we know the COP of a machine जो कि हम एक parameter होता है to analyze the efficiency of the chillers. COP, you know, the energy output or the refrigerating effect on divided by the energy input. In this case, it is the heat input. COP of single VAM is 0.7, double effect 1.4, triple effect fan 1.5 plus. हमने ये डिस्कस किया है कि ये COPs इतनी लेस इसलिए होती हैं because vapor absorption machines low grade heat यूज करती हैं which are waste heat available in large quantities. Further moving ahead, एक terminology vapor absorption machines में on the flow of lithium bromide भी होता है, that is the path flow and the series flow. Double effect VAM में we just discussed that there are 2 generators. First generator where the steam is going inside and helping in creating the concentrated lithium bromide. जो इसमें से water vapors first generator से निकलते हैं, they goes into the second generator and further concentrate the lithium bromide. So flow of lithium bromide पे paraflow and series flow है, that is absorber से suppose 50% of the lithium bromide goes, the dilute solution goes into the second generator and 50% will go into the first generator. They will further concentrate based on their heats and both are combined and sent to the absorber. This happens in the paraflow design. In series flow, 100% is sent to the first generator. It is sent to the second generator to further be concentrated and sent to the absorber section. This is the graph which shows the concentration of the lines. It is very important. We discussed that lithium bromide should be in the liquid form in the vapor absorption machines. Agar this lithium bromide suppose crystallize हो गया, there will not be any flow, तो vapor absorption machine बंद हो गया, तो बंद हो जाएगा. Hence it is important कि lithium bromide को उन temperatures और concentration से दूर रखा जाए जहाँ पर वो crystallize हो सकते हैं या फिर solidify हो सकते हैं. एक चार्ट है, दिस इज ऑन द प्रेशर इनसाइड द शेल्स एंड द टेम्परेचर, एंड ये ऊपर हम क्यों कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लाइंस देख रहे हैं. जो एब्जॉर्बर होता है, वी नो कि वहां पर हमने 6 mm ऑफ मर्करी कॉलम क्रिएट किया था एंड एब्जॉर्बर में उसने सारे वाटर वेपर्स हमारे एब्जॉर्ब किए थे, जिसके कारण जिसकी जो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है काफी कम हो गई. एंड दिस इज देन सेंड in the paraflow design, 50% is sent to the first generator and the second generator. First generator में steam ने act किया जिसने उसकी concentration 63% के आसपास ला दी, and it is then sent and और second generator में जो water vapors ने heat किया तो उसकी concentration थोड़ी कम हुई, that is 51 से 61 आया, तो दोनों ने मिलके they are sent to the absorber line. Whereas in the series flow you can see कि जो absorber media first generator में जाता है उसमें second generator add करता है concentration में. So the purpose of showing is this कि you have to select a design which keeps the lithium bromide away from the crystallization zone and the crystallization does not happen by design itself. This is further on vapor absorption machines. Now vapor absorption machines हमने discuss किया कि near to vacuum conditions में काम करती हैं, so hence the manufacturing is very important. The kind of welding which is there, उसमें कोई भी air ingress ना हो, उसका बहुत important ध्यान रखा जाता है. This is detected by the helium, जो कि सबसे छोटा atom है next to the hydrogen. आप ये देख सकते हैं कि इसमें shell side में helium भरी हुई है और जो सुपरवाइजर हैं वो वाया या हीलियम लीक डिटेक्टिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स वो डिटेक्ट कर रहे हैं कहाँ से हीलियम निकल रही है. एंड 10⁻⁵ to 10⁻⁹ का होल भी हम डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं यूजिंग हीलियम डिटेक्टिंग मशीन्स इन दिस. फर्दर दिस इज द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग दैट द ट्यूब शीट्स और एरोडायनेमिक जो हम प्रोफाइलिंग क्रिएट करते हैं उसमें दिस इज फर्दर ऑन हाई वेरी हाई heat transfer tubes are there and microscopically check किया जाता है जो grooving होती है on the copper tubes. कुछ accessories vapor absorption machines के बारे में. This is the spray nozzles which are used to spray the refrigerants on this. These are the side glass which are fused on the metal body जो कि air ingress नहीं होने. These are further on the high temperature tubes which are up to 250 degrees Celsius use होने चाहिए. These are for the auto purging use. These are the pumps जो मैंने absorbent pumps बात की. These are self lubricating type and does not let any air go inside the vapor absorption machines. This is the vacuum pump which we discussed just now, and these are the tubes and the finning process which is done on the tubes. What are the advantages क्या है इसकी vapor absorption machines? We discussed कि there is no compressor, there is no electricity in these vapor absorption machines. ये water use कर सकता है which is ozone friendly, eco friendly refrigerant. Variety of heat sources हम use कर सकते हैं in vapor absorption machines. Extremely silent units होते हैं, no moving parts, very low maintenance, और ये energy conservation equipment है, so 80% depreciation हमें मिल सकता है in the first year in vapor absorption machines. ये एक tabular बनाया हुआ है to understand कि power consumption इसमें nil ही होती है. You can see from 100 TR जो IKW per TR है that is negligible in vapor absorption machines. The heat sources के ऊपर मैं briefly बात कर लूँ. The steam जो हम use करते हैं हम 3.5 to 9 bars use करते हैं in a double effect VAM and 0.4 to 1.5 in single effect vapor absorption machines. Low pressure vapors polyester plants में पहले low pressure vapors produce होते थे वो condenser में directly exhaust हो जाते थे. वो vapors 0.05 0.4 के होते हैं which is very less, which can easily be used in vapor absorption machines. Hot water 85 to 140 या 180 degrees Celsius जो हम process से आता है वो. Exhaust gases from 350 to 500. इसका important criteria है कि what is the composition of exhaust gases. उसमें sulfur content नहीं होना चाहिए and easily transferable होनी चाहिए to vapor absorption machines. Fuels पहले oil, natural gas पे भी VAMs design होती थी. अब $10 per barrel का oil हो गया है, तो hopefully in some part of the globe we'll have vapor absorption machines running on oil also. Use of heat sources or in the combination of heat sources भी हम vapor absorption machine design कर सकते हैं. That is steam come hot water or exhaust come hot water VAMs are also possible. Further, various metallurgies are possible. These are the water qualities of the normal water or the sea water applications. The major criteria you can see is the chloride and the sulfide levels. The difference between the two, 2300 and 18,000 के parameter sea water में हम VAM में use कर सकते हैं. These are the metallurgies we are using on the evaporator side or the condenser side में हम copper, cupronickel for high TDS applications. For a seawater application, we can also use titanium tubes. Along similar metallurgies on the tube sheet we can also use. VAM applications we know we can use in plenty of applications where the power is scarce या फिर heat source is available at a very low cost. Further हम इसकी applications discuss करेंगे in this. Important criteria in deciding the application is also कि हम एक उसकी operational feasibility analysis भी कर लें. Suppose ये steam driven VAM की application है जिसमें हम we have to note down what is the steam cost, what is the power cost available, and what is the number of hours it is operational. And in case there are saving with vapor absorption machines, we can go with the vapor absorption machine versus a compression system. In a pharma or a dairy sector, mostly dairies में there is a ice bank tank which is there conventionally, और जो कि normal ammonia reciprocating compressors से connected होता है, जिसमें कि process से या dairies में 99 degree का water आता है and it is converted to 0 degree. In the existing dairies यहाँ पर ammonia chillers लगे हुए हैं and they have some feeder से electrical power supply लेने का problem है. There we can use vapor absorption machines in cascade to ammonia. In addition to the ammonia machines, VAM can convert up to 3.5 degrees Celsius and further conversion from 3.5 to 0. By doing so, the power consumption of your ammonia chiller or electrical chiller, ammonia VAM or the electric chiller will drastically come down, and you can easily take care of the heavy loads in the process plants. Further, in the advancements on vapor absorption machines, VAMs can also directly produce 0 degree brine, which can go to the process. This is a two-stage 0 degree VAM, which can generate up to -5 degrees Celsius, applicable for pharma, chemical. It uses refrigerant, which is lithium bromide brine in it. This is the further the classification of the two-stage -5 degree VAM with its various parts. It has 2 evaporators, 2 absorbers. This is one of the sites where we had measured -5 on the tubes, and inside refrigerant was -7 degrees Celsius. This is the frosting on the refrigerant pump and the suction and discharge in these vapor absorption machines. Further moving on, solar is one of the avenues which can be easily harnessed. A lot of sunlight in India. Parabolic dishes is as shown. It is similar to like you can see a cable TV dish. On the focal point, it concentrates all the solar radiations and generates steam or hot water. It automatically tracks the sun, just like sunflower tracks the sun, and has a fixed focus design. This is one of the schematic of one of our project where we used as the solar collector to generate 175 degrees Celsius hot water. It is pressurized hot water because we know above 100 degrees Celsius the water will boil and evaporate. So hence we have to increase its pressure, and we have to use nitrogen pressurizing the hot water circuit. So 175 degrees Celsius goes into the hot water VAM and produces 7 degree chill water for the process or air conditioning applications. From the hot water VAM, 160 hot water will come back into the solar collectors. So we also can have a heater in between. In case of sunny days or cloudy days when the sun is not available, then we can have an oil-fired or an electrical-driven heater to supplement the solar collector. So this is how it works. But on the installation front, the solar collectors I discussed, हम hot water या steam उनसे produce कर सकते हैं. There are a lot of Ministry of Non-Renewable Energy Sources certified manufacturers are there for the solar collectors. The important criteria is also कि आपके पास area होना चाहिए, large area for the solar dish installations, which is very open, free from shadow, which is south facing. And जो solar collector manufacturers, they do a calculation based on the cloud, on the locations, what is the watt per meter square available or the sunlight available in your particular region. Of course, solar VAM night operations के लिए काम नहीं करता, hence हमें एक alternate source as a chiller या backup in applications में रखना पड़ेगा. This is 10TR VAM which is developed for solar applications. It is जिसमें कि chill water pumps, everything is on the pumps, and in normal casing के साथ it can be easily installed. Also, these are the high efficiency VAM which is also developed for these applications where the steam consumption is very low, full falling evaporators, and we have a remote monitoring facility in these vapor absorption machines. Moving on, further application on the tri-generations or the cogeneration. This, as you see on the screen, is a gas engine. Gas engine runs on the natural gas, and major primary function is to generate electrical power for usage. This also generates the exhaust gases and has a jacket water, hot water also. The exhaust gases are at a temperature of up to 490 degrees Celsius and has hot water jacket of to 90 degrees Celsius. Both these can be used to produce power. Otherwise, they were just let off and wasted in the atmosphere. This is one of the VAM which is running on a gas turbine at a Thiagra Stadium. This is a 1300 TRP VAM hai, which is running on the exhaust gas and the jacket water. Further, एक schematic से मैं explain कर दूं. We have the gas engine which is connected to the generator to produce power. The exhaust gases and the hot water which goes into the absorption machine to generate chilled water. By doing so, हम जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एफिशिएंसी 39% थी उसमें हम अपनी चिलर का भी यूसेज जोड़ दें, सो टोटल एनर्जी यूसेज हैज गॉन अप टू 82% एंड लॉसेस आर ड्रास्टिकली रिड्यूस्ड टू 18%. सो गैस इंजन्स जो कॉन्टिन्यूसली चल रहे हैं and there the exhaust gases and inject water can be easily used to generate chilled water for your process. This is a tri-generation VAM जहाँ पर हम ये gas engine है, this is a vapor absorption machine, this is a cooling tower. So the gas engine से the flue gases हम VAM में लेके जा सकते हैं. There is a jacket water which go into VAM. There can be also supplementary direct firing of the gas in the VAM in case the engine is not running, नहीं चल रहा है. और सेम वैम से हम इसको हम चिलर और हीटर मींस चिल्ड वाटर तो हम 7 डिग्री का प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. जो हीटर एप्लीकेशन है जिसमें हम 90 डिग्री सेल्सियस का वाटर भी प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ जनरेटिंग directly generating chilled water and hot water from the same unit also. This is how a cogeneration VAM looks like. It has a burner, exhaust gas chamber, hot water generator section. Further moving on, this is the inlet air gas turbine which application which is used in the. I'll quickly wrap up now and move ahead. This is the inlet air cooling application which is used in the pharma in the fertilizer sections. The gas turbines have higher capacities. This is the schematic diagram. As you can show, it is also generates power. It has a combustion chamber जहाँ की natural gas and the air from the compressed air compressor comes in. Air compressor में the ambient air via a filter is sent and it goes into the turbine to produce power. जो inlet air turbine होती हैं उसमें mostly they are designed for 15 degrees Celsius and relative humidity of 60%. As because अब हम जो हमारी site conditions हैं they would be at roughly around 40 degrees Celsius or plus. Hence there is severe deterioration in the power output of the gas turbines. Hence the solution is cooling of the inlet air. So vapor absorption machines, as you can see on the right side a schematic diagram, the vapor absorption machines produces the chilled water जो कि कूलिंग कॉइल में जाता है जो कि उसके एयर फिल्टर पे लगा होता है ऑन द गैस टर्बाइन एंड जो एयर होती है दैट गोज टू द गैस टर्बाइन which is chilled to 10 degrees and it produces to its maximum output capacity. जो steam होती है there is a waste recovery boiler and it is also used to produce steam which is through which the vapor absorption machine runs. So this is all about the applications on the front. These are the few applications. Just to remind you that vapor absorption machines is completely indigenously developed in India and exported globally. These are the few of the installations which are installed across the globe. And with this, I finish my presentations and I thank and I hand over to Mr. Vivek Singhal.
मैं थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ कर देता हूँ. पहला क्वेश्चन है मिस्टर शरद. Which one have more efficient parallel or series? Sir, please answer the question.
Hello.
Hello.
हाँ जी, ये मेरे को क्वेश्चन जो सुना है मैंने that is series and paraflow में which is more efficient.
हाँ, तो question is which one have more efficiency, parallel or series? Yes, this is the question.
The efficiency is not the criteria. Efficiency, in case we calculate from the COP or the energy consumption point of view, more or less both are the same. Is the difference we have highlighted is the कि safety किसमें ज़्यादा है. That is, I have just shared that the series flow designs, it is closer to the crystallization zone. कि जो lithium bromide की solidify या crystal होने की chances हैं, there can be chances of more. Plus, globally, it is also one of the fact I can share that all the manufacturers globally are mostly paraflow designs. Very few are adopting series flow designs in their vapor absorption machines.
Okay, coming to next question. Vivek ji, could you please take another question?
Yeah. Next question, Mr. Bhavar, space button.
Sorry,
Your
pardon
voice is
me.
breaking.
I'm audible.
So your voice is breaking. Let me continue. The question is, what is the space requirement per ton and cost per ton?
So space depends upon the capacity per ton. ऐसा कोई design नहीं है. But for example, 100 TR VAM will be of a dimension of 2.5 meters into 2 meters and a height of 3 meters. And जो आपने second question, part of the question was, Kishan ji?
The second part of the question is, first is space requirement per ton and second is cost requirement per ton.
So the cost also varies depending upon the heat input, steam, hot water, exhaust. It is absolutely a customized hota hai, that is a tailor-made. So depending upon the steam, what is the pressure of the steam, और आपको क्या chill water का output चाहिए, उस पे all depends upon the cost. But it is quite comparable to the vapor compression systems.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Tapan Basuroy. He is asking that what are the remedies at the time of crystallization?
So in case the crystallization is when the lithium bromide has solidified, it basically happens, we know, in one of the particular areas. So the media is first is to internally circulate very high temperature lithium bromide inside. By doing so, the lithium bromide may liquefy and the proper flow starts. This is the first level. In case it has solidified or crystallized beyond and kept unaddressed for very long time, then external heating through a gas LPG is also done at sites in order to liquefy the lithium bromide. But now the vapor absorption machines have the PLC and the safeties, and the crystallization aspect is very much taken care in the design. All the temperatures and concentrations are very much away. In case the safeties are not bypassed at site, crystallizations seldom occurs, never happens.
Okay, so coming again, in the continue of this question, can we say, I mean, what would be the costlier one, vapor compression or vapor absorption? This is again question from a participant. If we compare it, then.
So steam-driven VAMs we have seen, for example, we are fixing some of the constants, like it is same 7-degree chill water application, जहाँ पर हम 7-degree chill produce करेंगे, both the application से हमने experience से देखा है कि the steam-driven VAMs की cost होती है, that is almost similar to vapor compression cycle VAMs, or maybe 5 to 10% higher than compression systems. एग्जॉस्ट गैस ड्रिवन वैम्स जो कि वेस्ट हीट पे काम करते हैं, जो कि आप ऑलरेडी एटमॉस्फेयर में वी वर जस्ट थ्रोइंग इन द एटमॉस्फेयर, अगर हम उन वेस्ट हीट्स पे काम कर रहे हैं तो उनकी कॉस्ट काफी ज्यादा होती है. इट इज मे बी डबल द कॉस्ट ऑफ वेपर कंप्रेशन सिस्टम्स. और सोलर ड्रिवन वैम्स are basically hot water or steam driven vans, but the major cost is of the solar collectors. The cost of solar collectors in India has also drastically come down with the increasing number of the collectors.
Coming to next question, again from Mr. Tapan Vasu. How copper tubes of chilled water and cooling water circuits protected from hydrogen embrittlement in lithium bromide environment?
Is protected from, pardon me, sir?
Is how copper tubes of chilled water and cooling water circuits protected from hydrogen embrittlement in lithium bromide environment?
So we, as I discussed, lithium bromide is highly corrosive. So we use lithium molybdate to control its corrosion powers. Further, these vapor absorption machines are subjected to additive testing, which is done in all the tubes. And basically, it's a lithium molybdate and an LiOH, which we add so as to control its corrosive power in lithium bromide vapor absorption machines.
Okay, next question is from Mr. Gaurav. What methods are used to increase the COP for triple effect VAMs?
Triple effect, as we said, it has 3 levels of generators. It is used in very high, when the temperatures of heat are very high, above 220 degrees Celsius or 270 degrees Celsius. But very few manufacturers are there which are triple effect VAMs as of now. And the numbers are increasing for triple effect VAM, but globally very few manufacturers are producing triple effect VAM as of now. It is a area of research and development still for the VAM manufacturers.
Okay. Another question is from Dr. Rajesh Chedwal. With a size below 10 TR is not feasible for VAMs?
It is, so the size, the commercial cost, it is basically we are manufacturing up to 10 TR in India as of now. In South Korea and Japan, we have seen in household applications also vapor absorption machines for 4 TR and or so. The two reasons for less than 10 TR is also, one is the commercial aspect. Second is also vapor absorption machines are not like your window AC and split ACs that you just turn on the power and it will generate the chilled air. They need some technical supervisor who knows how to operate a vapor absorption machines. That is also one. And also in our houses or the applications, continuous heat is not available. That is the second criteria for not having this small capacity VAMs.
There's another good question from Mr. Amit Kakkar. What is market share of vapor absorption machine as compared to vapor compression machines?
Vapor absorption machine is a very niche technology applied only where the heat is available. Rest everywhere it is vapor absorption machines. Currently, the capital markets would be vapor absorption machines are doing a business around 350 crores a year in India, whereas vapor absorption machine, where compression systems of all types, including I'm not including the split AC and window ACs, would be 1 lakh crores would be the business of vapor absorption compression systems in India. Because it is also because it cannot be used everywhere in our households. The application is almost limited. Also in India, the prices of natural gas or the for the cogeneration applications, the prices of natural gas has gone up. Hence, the exhaust gas VAM have the market share of those segment has also gone drastically down. Globally, in case you see Iran or Egypt or Middle East countries, their vapor absorption machines is doing a quite lot good of business in those countries.
We have lots of questions. We'll take a couple of questions, then I will give it back to Vivek Singhal. So VAMs with lithium bromide is hazardous for health. Do you think it is recommended?
So lithium bromide is hazardous for health. Is the question?
Yes.
So lithium bromide are similar to our common salt I has discussed, but is highly hygroscopic. Lithium bromide is highly corrosive. If it falls on our skin, then it absolutely absorbs all the moisture and makes the skin absolutely dry. I have seen some of the service engineers tasting a lithium bromide by the tip of their finger just to say what is the concentration of lithium bromide as such. But yes, it is harmful, but it is not as hazardous. It may be, but in case it falls in our eyes or there is some contact, we have to wash our hands. That is, and there is a safety manual also for this lithium bromide chemical.
Okay. So coming to next question, that is in the formula high COP up to 1.5, have you excluded the heat input portion in total annual consumption in the calculation of COP?
Sorry, pardon me.
As I see a very high COP up to 1.5, have you excluded the heat input portion in total energy consumption?
These are high COP VAMs, and these are the patented technologies of particular manufacturers, wherein we have used as a falling film evaporator design. Very high efficiency heat exchangers are used, but the calculations for all vapor exhaustion machines for the COP calculations remain the same. All the heat inputs are taken.
Okay, coming to last question. How much is the question is from Harmit Singh. How much is condensate recovery and at what temperature ratio?
The total steam which goes in, the 100% of it comes out as condensate. Suppose 100 kgs per hour of your steam goes in, 100 kgs will come out as condensate. It comes out at a temperature of 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. There would be some flash steam available which goes into the condensate tank, from where you can take the steam and to your boiler feedwater tank or the process.
Okay, so there are other lots of questions, but considering the time limitation, I would request our participants, whoever have the queries, please note down the contact number and email ID. You may directly ask to Mr. Siddharth Salwan, and he will be able to answer you on email, on phone contact, wherever you will find. You both will find suitable. Over to Vivek Singhal-ji.
Yeah. Okay. Now I would like to invite Mr. Amit Kakkar for vote of thanks. Mr. Kakkar is past president of ISRE Jaipur chapter and currently a mentor of program committee. Mr. Kakkar, please.
I am audible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much to Jaipur ISRE chapter for organizing this very important webinar on the subject vapor absorption cycle. And I am really very much thankful to Mr. Siddharth Salwan. You told in one of your introduction to him that he's having a 15 years of experience. He looks very young, and the method of his presentation was too good. His voice was so clear that he explained each and everything in a very clear manner. The slides prepared by Mr. Siddharth was very much clear, and we learned a lot right from the beginning till end. He explained in a very lucid manner what is the comparison between vapor compression cycle and vapor absorption cycle. Told about the various configurations like single stage, double stage, triple stage, explained flow cycles, manufacturing details, and also the various parts which are used in this vapor compression cycles like spray nozzles, vacuum pumps, non-seal pumps, and other things, and explained very clearly the various advantages of VAM over vapor compression cycle and other things. And one of the most important thing about these sources from which it can be heat sources, which are the possible heat sources for its operation, and the metallurgy possible. Then the applications and the use of this vapor absorption cycle in various areas like dairy, pharma, chemical, and our state being a very solar radiation rich state. And he has also explained the things where this vapor absorption machine can be solar driven, And so I find a big application of this solar vapor absorption cycle in Rajasthan. And also as an energy conservation measures, what he has explained about the co-generation and tri-generation, that is the need of an hour. And the answers given by the various questions asked by the attendees were very well defined. So I am really very much thankful to Mr. Siddharth, and I see a lot of future of this vapor absorption machines in Rajasthan. And in the end, I would like to thank our Mr. Vivek Singhal and to organize this webinar, and to our young president, Mr. Kishan, and his team, and all the participants who attended this webinar and have given their time to attend it. So thanks once again to Mr. Siddharth, and I am sure we will continue to call him again whenever required, and he will give the time for the benefit and for the knowledge enhancement of our members. So thanks to Jaipur team once again. Thanks to all participants. Thanks to our beloved speaker. Thanks.
So we are concluding with the Ishri tune.